And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with another live video, my daily fake talk show, the 420 Report. This is your good pal, JerDog. And while the audience builds, let me go over some show dates here real quick. This Thursday, a rare Thursday night that I'll be on the road, but traveling to the flagship room, the flagship club for the Grassroots Comedy Tour, which is Boxcars Pub and Grub in Clinton, Wisconsin. That's this Thursday, July 18th, where I will be tag teaming with my partner in crime going back 20 years. 20 years I've been working with Daryl Moon. And this Thursday night, we bring the retro comedy game show, the Screwlywed Game, to Boxcars Pub and Grub for a special fundraiser event. And I'll put the information for that in the comments below as soon as I wrap up. Otherwise, this Friday night, July 19th, I head to Odo, Iowa, bringing the JerDog Comedy Roadshow to Eminem's Bar and Grill for their first ever comedy night live. And then Saturday, July 20th, I go all the way back to Wisconsin, Wapaka, Wisconsin, for a show at Schuler's Great Expectations. So that's everything that's happening right now. Otherwise, leave a comment wherever you're watching from and let me know. Let me know where you live. Let me know where you're at. And I will let you know when the JerDog Comedy Roadshow is coming to your area soon. This last weekend was a lot of fun in Superior, Nebraska. I just drank this chocolate smoothie. I just drank this chocolate protein shake, and I'm all coagulated in the goozle. I got all kinds of gubbins coagulated in the goozle. So, excuse me, I'm clearing my throat a whole bunch of times. That's rude. That's rude to do if you're broadcasting. Hey, Ben, what's up? Just giving you guys a shout out. Schuler's Expectations. Gary Henry, how you doing, man? Good to see you, dude. Living the dream. That's right, Ben. Living the dream, dude. One of the phrases that I kind of don't like. It's kind of irritating. I heard it this last weekend. Well, first of all, so shout out to Lexi and Nate and Jay and Phil. Phil was a real good sport. Everybody that was at the show last Friday night, the Superior Bowl in Superior, Nebraska. It was a real tiny little, 6-lane bowling alley, and they actually call themselves Bowling Alley as opposed to the politically correct term that most of them use now, recreation. Guys actually call themselves Bowling Alley. I guess they don't mind the old school image of the cigar chomping Bill Murray from Kingpin types, the old school smoke-filled bowling alleys used to have that reputation of, that was, kind of not necessarily a family place, and now they all want to be family places. So you don't call them bowling alley anymore. You got to call it a family recreational center or something like that. But it was a great fun crowd. It was small. And so they're like, man, if we pack 60 people in here, it's going to be jam-packed. I'm like, well, very cool, because I like those small, tight, intimate audiences where you can see everybody, make eye contact with them, and I can tell each and every person how they are enjoying the show, even if they're not necessarily laughing out loud. A lot of times it's just by being able to make that eye contact and facial expression. You can see whether they're enjoying the show or not. You can tell by their body language. Not always, not in all cases. There's been some times when there's the dude sitting in the front row with his arms crossed and a scowl on his face. And you're like, man, what's this fucking guy's problem? And then that guy comes up to you after the show to shake your hand and tell you how much fun he had. So you never can quite tell 100%, but you can usually get a really good idea when you have a nice, tight, intimate crowd, exactly how it's going over. You can tap into the collective consciousness of the room a lot easier than some of these huge audiences that you can perform for every once in a while. Like if you do a comedy club and you got like, you know, let's say 300 or 400 people, some of these bigger comedy clubs, or sometimes if I'll do a casino show, there'll be like maybe 400 people in the crowd out in the auditorium. And you get a lot of energy from that. It's very exciting. We all want to perform for as big as crowds as possible. But most of the time, especially when you're going to these small towns and it's a nightclub, tavern, or neighborhood bar, that is my specialty as a comedian. I'm going in there for a nice, intimate experience with everybody that bought their $10 or $15, $20 ticket and make that one-on-one direct connection with them. And then it becomes very easy to do spontaneous improvisational comedy and give them a unique experience, like a one night only, never to be seen before or again type of performance. You know what I'm saying? Like it can just be unique to that particular night. And so that's why I like the small crowds. People will say, man, have you ever played for a crowd this small before? It's like, it doesn't matter the size of the crowd so much, just as long as it's a packed house. I just like a packed house. That's where you get a lot of the energy from. Even if it's a smaller crowd, as long as it's a packed house, that crowd is going to give you a lot of energy. And that's definitely what it was last Friday night, Superior, Nebraska. They go, maybe we can get 60 people in here. Day of the show, man, they wound up squeezing an extra 30 people in there. We had some 90-some people in a space that really could have only probably held 60 people. But they made room up there on the bowling lanes, on the concourse for extra seating. So once again, shout out and thank you to Lexi and Nate and everybody at Superior Bowl for bringing in the JerDog Comedy Roadshow for the first time last Friday night. I stayed in, you know, when you go to these small towns, man, too, sometimes you have it's not like they just all have their edge of the road, you know, interstate exit, hotel mall, you know, it's a lot of times Raccoon Motor Lodge or whatever, you know, and you know, some strip hotel where all the doors are on the outside facing the gravel parking lot. Sometimes you go to these small towns, you never know where the hell you're going to stay. Sometimes you got to drive like 20 miles away just to get to a decent hotel. Well, this one I thought was pretty cool. The bar owner has actually converted an old Eagles club. Ironically, I also do the Eagles Club comedy tour. I do a lot of Eagles clubs throughout the country. This bar owner converted an old Eagles club into an Airbnb. So I roll in and I've got my room, but you walk out of the room instead of going into, like, say, the hotel lobby or just out into the hallway and then, you know, maybe down a flight of stairs and elevator out to the lobby. It was this old Eagles club. So you come out of your room, you're right there in a bar already. There's like a full bar. There's a pool table. There was a foosball. There was shuffleboard, big screen TV with some leather couches to hang out. So that was pretty cool. Sometimes you never know what the hell you're going to get. You're traveling around the country. You're going to strange places. You're meeting new people. You've never been there before. You don't quite know what to expect. And you roll in, they're like, oh, yeah, you're staying here in the Eagles Club. It's like, oh, what the hell is this? But that's also what makes it fun and exciting and interesting, because if it was always just the same cookie cutter type name brand hotels, which sometimes that is what you want. Sometimes you don't want surprises. You're traveling the road, you know, maybe you've already had plenty of surprises that day. Your fucking car broke down, got a flat tire on the way to the gig, got stuck in traffic, had to deal with some other bullshit. Like there's any number of things when you're traveling the country doing comedy on the road. So sometimes the last thing you want is something surprising. But that a lot of times that is what makes it unique. That is the things that keeps it exciting. All the little surprises. So that way it doesn't become boring. Someone asked me that over the weekend. Isn't this boring to you? Like, do you still like doing this? I'm like, what? Like, dude, it's a fucking blast. Why would I pick one of the most difficult businesses, one of the most difficult performance arts to be in if I didn't like it? If I just wanted to do a job and make money, I could pick any number of infinite fucking things that I hate to be able to do that. Love what you do. Whatever it is you do, you got to love what you do. And that's not the same as saying do what you love. Do what you love. I mean, good luck to you. I love laying around in a hammock, smoking blunts and staring at the clouds all day. I'm seriously doubtful that somebody would ever pay me for that. But traveling around the country, getting into mix-ups, staying in old converted Eagles clubs that are now Airbnbs and having these crazy, interesting experiences. What is there not to love about all that, One of the reasons why I work so hard promoting these shows, and going around the country is for those surprises and all those unexpected turn of events. That's what makes it interesting. That's what keeps it always fun. If it was just the same cookie cutter bullshit, doing the same jokes, staying in the same places, going to the same cities week after week after week, I might get a little bored of that. I might. I'm usually the type of person that finds a way to stay self-amused, even in the most boring of situations, a skill that I highly recommend everybody cultivate. A lot of times most people are depressed, I think, just because they're fucking bored. They need some sort of mission or purpose in life to get out there and get some shit done and along the way enjoy themselves. Got to be self-amused. Enjoy what you do. Love what you do. It takes a lot of enthusiasm and energy to get out there on the road. But when you have those surprising experiences and you get to stay in unique, fun places, that is just good memories. It creates good stories, and it's that much more encouraging to get back out on the road and do it all over again the very next week. Just like I will be this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Clinton, Wisconsin, this Thursday night at Boxcars Pub and Grub, the Screwlywed comedy game show, the retro comedy game show with my co-star, Daryl Moon, and we're also bringing along another co-star, the world's sexiest time-traveling game show host, Bink Winkleton, giving away some fabulous prizes. I mean, shitty prizes. And then this Friday night, Odo, Iowa, at M&M's Bar and Grill. Tickets are going fast for that, I know. So if you are in the northwestern Iowa area, make sure to head on over to Odo. Real small town, M&M's Bar and Grill. And then on Saturday, Wapaka, Wisconsin, Schuler's Great Expectations. Tickets are available for that one as well. And I'll put all the information in the comments below or the description as soon as I wrap up here. And wherever you're watching from, comment that as well, and I'll let you know when I'm bringing the show to your area soon. And what does Lisa said? I like that you just go on with the show without waiting for an audience. If and when you got something to say, just say it. That's right. You got to go on with the show. The show must go on. You got to go on without waiting for an audience. You just got to go, 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 go. If you constantly just wait for the audience to catch up to you, and that's called pandering, and you actually lose the crowd that way. What are some other comments in here? Gary Henry, some people laugh on the inside. Yeah, some people laugh on the inside, and I'm one of those types of people. It was one of the most difficult things for me to get over when I first started in stand-up was getting on stage and seeing the scowl on someone's faces. And I'm like, oh, man, that fucking guy hates – what is his problem? What is that? But you don't know what their problem may be. Maybe their house just burnt to the ground. Maybe their fucking dog died. Maybe their wife just left them, You don't know what their problem is. Maybe they're going to the comedy that night because they do have some real issues going on and they just want to take a break from all that real life shit, So maybe they're not in maybe they're not in the greatest mood to go out and laugh their ass off, but being able to have a form of escape, aka a few cocktails and a few laughs at a comedy club or their local bar comedy night, that's fine too. They don't have to laugh their ass off at every fucking thing I say. And I realized that I used to be one of those types. It didn't even have to be something that went wrong in the show or it went wrong in my day. It's just that a lot of times when I'm at a show as a comedian myself, the joke, sometimes the jokes become obvious to me. I can kind of see him coming from. Well, it doesn't mean I don't have appreciation for it. I still like watching the comedians. One of the best parts about being a professional comedian is I get to see live comedy for free. I fucking love it, even if I'm not the guy sitting there laughing my ass off, jumping up and down, waving my hands around, and applauding at every fucking thing. Sometimes I'm not laughing, and maybe I look like I've got a scowl on my face. And so I realized I was one of those types of guys. It used to be the most difficult thing in the world for me to get over seeing someone like that in the crowd, until I realized that sometimes is also me. I can sometimes be a laughing on the inside kind of guy. I don't necessarily just laugh out loud at every fucking thing I say. What does Kenny say? Did you just, there's new comments here. I know there's new comments. I can't see them. Trying to scroll up. Do you ever just freeze up? Do you ever just freeze up? That's a good question, Candy. You know, I used to have a problem with that. Sometimes you do just freeze up. But you just got to keep going. You know, that's another secret. Some comedians are very routine oriented. They become very calcified in their routine, their bits, the way they wrote their jokes, and they want to say them in the exact same way, in the exact same order every single time, and then maybe make some small adjustments here or there. But because I'm already improvisational and I already try to work with the crowd with the baseline, the skeleton of a routine that I can go into as needed, it's like freezing up never anymore. That used to be a thing back, I think one time maybe I froze up. I'm like, I forgot the joke, and then I got so wrapped up in my own head trying to remember the joke that I was going to do that I did just freeze up. But a lot of times the crowd will laugh at that as well. Like if you go back and watch maybe like old Andy Kaufman performances, you know, just get on YouTube and watch some old Andy Kaufman performances. One of the things that he would do is take advantage of the silence in the audience to create more tension. And then when he rolled around and did like another bit or broke out another character or did like the next line, it would break that tension, and especially in some crazy, unique Andy Kaufman only style way that would then get like the biggest, best laugh of the whole show. And he was known as being one of the most offbeat, get in your head and fuck with you comedians ever. So I think even when you freeze up, that's one of the cool things about comedy. One of the things that I realized a long time ago that actually makes you even funnier because you're more relaxed it is comedy. They don't expect you to fucking get it perfect. I'm not up there trying to just deliver memorized lines. I'm up there trying to have fun with the crowd. I want the audience to have a good time. I want to give them a good time. So even if I make a mistake and blow the joke or fuck up the bit, I can still turn it around, admit I fucked that one up, admit that I can't remember what I was supposed to say, just start flapping my trap. Eventually something funny will come out. And even if it doesn't, as long as you admit your mistakes and you show your vulnerability in the moment, the crowd will be with you. They will be laughing with you. You know, it's easy to be funny when you're just up there to have fun. It's easy to be spontaneous when you just speak openly and honestly from the heart with the desire to give the crowd a good time. I'm just up there to give them a good time. It's like they're at my party. I'm just the life of the party for them. If you have that in mind and that's your attitude, it's kind of fucking hard to just freeze up on stage. It really is. Just keep it going and have a blast. And if you have fun, they'll have fun with you. You'll never have a bad show. That said, come on out and see the show. Hello, Danielle from Watertown, New York, part of the Eagles Club crowd. Very cool. This Thursday night, Clinton, Wisconsin, Boxcars Pub and Grub, the Screwlywood Comedy Game Show with my co-star, Daryl Moon. We go back 20 years, 1999, we started working together. We actually competed against one another, sort of competed. I was not allowed in the contest because I was, quote unquote, too experienced. But Daryl wound up winning that 1999's Funniest Person in Iowa comedy contest, which I still bust his balls about to this day. I always say winning the Funniest Person in Iowa contest is a lot like being named the valedictorian of special ed. which that statement right there will probably get me reported and this video deleted. So, hey, consider yourself lucky that you caught it live. Otherwise, Friday night, Odo, Iowa, Eminem's Bar and Grill, their first ever comedy night live. Saturday night, Wapaka, Wisconsin at Schuler's Great Expectations. And then next Saturday, I head to Deer Creek, Illinois for show at Buddy's Restaurant and Bar. And then I go on to play Daring Dirk Doubloon in the Comedy Pirate, as a Comedy Pirate in Swashchucklers. And I'll be bringing you some videos from that as well. So thanks for being here today. I'll be back tomorrow with another live fake talk show right here on Facebook, the 420 Report. Leave a comment wherever you're watching from. I'll let you know when the JerDog Comedy Roadshow is coming to your area soon. And hit me up on all the social media, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at The Bar Comic. Hit the share button if you're so inclined. Otherwise, I'll see you again tomorrow, 3:20 p.m. Central Time, 4:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or as close as possible. Until then, dog bless America.